December 11, 1978, 3:12 a.m. Cargo Building 261, John F. Kennedy International Airport, New York. The runway lights glow through winter fog. Engines hum in the distance. Cargo handlers finish overnight shifts. Inside a nondescript Lufthansa warehouse, steel cages hold international currency flown in from West Germany. Millions of dollars in American cash. Unprotected. Waiting for morning transport. At 3:12 a.m., a van rolls quietly toward the building. It does not attract attention. It belongs there. Inside are armed men. Calm. Focused. Disciplined. They are not here to improvise. They are here to execute. Within the next 64 minutes, they will steal nearly $6 million. And expose a weakness that will embarrass federal law enforcement for years. Every great robbery begins with information. The Lufthansa heist began with a man drowning in gambling debt. A cargo employee at JFK. A small-time bookmaker with big problems. He knew something valuable. Every month, Lufthansa flights transported large amounts of U.S. currency from Germany to New York. Cash collected from American military exchanges overseas. Untraceable bills. Stacked. Bundled. Stored temporarily in Cargo Building 261. Security was minimal. He passed that information to a friend. The friend passed it upward. And eventually, it reached associates of the Lucchese crime family. And when information like that reaches the right ears, it becomes inevitable. The man who would ultimately control the operation was James Burke. Known on the streets as Jimmy the Gent. Not Italian. But powerful. Burke controlled a crew that operated with surgical precision out of Queens. Hijackings. Truck robberies. Cargo theft. Airport infiltration. He understood logistics better than most executives. He also understood one thing better than anyone. Loose ends kill operations. Burke didn't just plan robberies. He planned aftermaths. The crew selected was experienced. Disciplined. Men who had done time. Men who would not panic. One of them would later become famous. Henry Hill. At the time, Hill was not an informant. He was a participant. A facilitator. A connector. Others included seasoned hijackers and enforcers. No amateurs. No outsiders. No one who couldn't handle pressure. 3:12 a.m. The van pulls up. Inside Cargo Building 261, night employees process paperwork. They are tired. Routine dulls awareness. The robbers enter swiftly. Guns drawn. Voices controlled. No shouting. No unnecessary violence. Employees are separated. Restrained. Threatened calmly. They are told. Do not move. Do not look at faces. Do not remember details. The vault key is demanded. Time matters. Not because police are coming, but because discipline requires efficiency. Inside the vault area, stacks of currency sit in plastic-wrapped bundles. Mostly $20 and $50 bills. The robbers load everything into canvas bags. Cash. Jewelry shipments. Foreign currency. They work methodically. No rush. No chaos. By 4:20 a.m., they are gone. The van disappears into the New York night. Total haul. Approximately $5 million in cash. $875,000 in jewelry. At the time, the largest cash robbery in U.S. history. The robbery itself was flawless. The failure came after. The getaway driver was instructed to dispose of the van. Crush it immediately. Instead, he panicked. He parked it on a Brooklyn street. Days later, police found it. Fingerprints. Fibers. Evidence. Not enough to convict immediately, but enough to begin unraveling the myth of perfection. And when Jimmy Burke learned the van wasn't destroyed, he understood something critical. This operation was now unstable. What happened next transformed the robbery from legend to horror. Participants began dying. Shot in basements. Strangled. Executed in parked cars. One by one, members of the crew were eliminated. Why? Because dead men don't testify. Dead men don't spend conspicuously. Dead men don't panic under interrogation. Burke allegedly ordered the killings. Within months, bodies surfaced across New York. The message was clear. Silence is permanent. The Federal Bureau of Investigation launched a massive investigation. Surveillance. Wiretaps. Informants. Undercover pressure.
Tonight.
But this was 1978. Before modern forensic databases. Before digital trails. Before financial monitoring systems. Cash leaves no metadata. And the mob understood how to dissolve money into the bloodstream of the city. Luxury cars. Fur coats. Nightclubs. Gambling. Everything paid in cash. But the murders complicated prosecution. Potential witnesses were gone. Others were too afraid. The investigation dragged. The press began to mock the government. $6 million stolen from an international airport. And no convictions for the robbery itself. It made the FBI look reactive. Not dominant. The case shifted when Henry Hill was arrested on drug trafficking charges. Facing long prison sentences. Fearing for his life. He did what few mob associates dared. He cooperated. Hill entered witness protection. He described the structure of Burke's crew. The planning. The execution. The aftermath. His testimony became one of the clearest inside looks at organized crime operations in New York. Though Burke was eventually convicted for murder, he was never convicted specifically for orchestrating the Lufthansa heist. The money was never fully recovered. Some believe much of it was spent quickly. Distributed across crews. Washed through businesses. Buried in real estate. Others believe a significant portion was hidden. Stored. Untouched. Perhaps waiting for a future that never arrived. Organized crime thrives on silence. But time destroys networks. Men die. Trust erodes.
They know what we
Secrets decay. If someone still knows where the bulk of that money went, they have remained silent for nearly 5 decades. Large thefts create a paradox. The more successful the robbery, the harder the money is to enjoy. $6 million in 1978 is not quiet wealth. It is loud. Too loud. Suddenly, small-time associates were driving luxury cars. Wearing mink coats. Throwing cash across nightclub tables. Living bigger than their rank allowed. And in organized crime, sudden elevation is dangerous. Because visibility invites questions. And questions invite subpoenas. Jimmy Burke understood this better than anyone. He reportedly issued instructions. Spend slowly. Stay invisible. No flashy purchases. Some listened. Some didn't. Those who didn't last long. In 1990, director Martin Scorsese released Goodfellas. Based largely on Henry Hill's life. The Lufthansa heist became a cinematic centerpiece. The montage of bodies appearing across the city. Pink Cadillacs. Fur coats. Sudden executions. The film immortalized the robbery. But even Hollywood could not answer the central mystery. Where did the money go? The Federal Bureau of Investigation faced an infuriating reality. They knew who was responsible. They just couldn't prove it. Witnesses were disappearing. Physical evidence was limited. The van provided forensic leads, but not enough. And organized crime families were insulated by hierarchy. Orders traveled downward. Responsibility flowed upward. But proof rarely followed either direction cleanly. Prosecutors built conspiracy cases. They pursued related crimes. Drug trafficking.
Here are the files.
Extortion.
Review them.
Murder.
Understood. I'll add my notes.
But the Lufthansa robbery itself remained legally untouched. The press began describing it as a federal embarrassment. The largest cash robbery in U.S. history. And no direct conviction for the mastermind. James Burke was not loud. Not flamboyant. He was calculated. Charming when necessary. Cold when required. He treated crime like logistics. Schedules. Risk mitigation. Asset control. Burke didn't need recognition. He needed order. The Lufthansa heist reflected his style.
Entry point clear.
Controlled entry.
Copy.
Controlled timing.
Clear.
Controlled aftermath. Until one thing slipped. Human behavior. You can plan a robbery. You cannot fully control greed. And greed is noisy. The heist exposed structural weaknesses. Cargo facilities lacked hardened security. Insider information was easy to obtain. Organized crime networks were deeply embedded. Fear prevented witness cooperation. But more importantly, it revealed the limits of law enforcement in an era before digital surveillance. You cannot prosecute what you cannot document. And you cannot document conversations that happen in basements without wires. By the time RICO statutes were aggressively deployed in the 1980s, much of the Lufthansa crew was already dead or imprisoned for unrelated crimes. The robbery itself existed in a legal gray zone. Known. But not fully punishable. The Lufthansa heist forced change. Airport security protocols tightened nationwide. Internal audits increased. Cash transfer policies were revised. Organized crime investigations became more aggressive. And law enforcement agencies expanded intelligence sharing. But those reforms came after. After the money vanished. After the bodies surfaced. After the embarrassment settled in. December 11, 1978. 3:12 a.m. A warehouse. A vault. Stacks of untraceable currency. Men with guns and calm voices. By sunrise, $6 million had vanished. By spring, so had most of the men who took it. The FBI chased shadows. The public demanded answers. And somewhere in New York, cash dissolved into the bloodstream of the city. Never fully found. Never fully accounted for. Just gone.